You might need to keep your Merriam-Webster handy to sound proper enough for the Augusta National Golf Club. For all the non-golf geeks, the 2025 Masters at Augusta National in Georgia started on Thursday and will run through Sunday.
The club has a lot of rules, like no cell phones and no sitting on the grass. They don't have fans, they have patrons. And there are also many unwritten rules on how to behave and what is considered acceptable language.
The Washington Post provided this analogy of language policing at the Masters. Here's the unedited version of a sports narration. On Thursday, when round one of the Masters gets underway, the threesomes will include defending champion Scotty Scheffler and his playing partners Justin Thomas and Jose Luis Ballester. The range will buzz with activity as the field warms up.
And if that was edited according to the Masters' accepted words and lingo, here's how it would sound. On Thursday, when the first round of the Masters gets underway, the groupings will include defending champion Scotty Scheffler and his competitors, Justin Thomas and Jose Luis Ballester. The tournament practice area will buzz with activity as the field warms up.
And what's a posh golf tournament without its fancy, high-profile guests? According to the Wall Street Journal, Augusta National has gifted scores of highly coveted and valuable tickets to high-ranking city employees and elected officials. Some of those tickets, especially the rare Masters Series badges that grant access to all 4 rounds of the tournament, can sell for more than $20,000. Late Clifford Roberts and Robert Tyler Jones Jr. co-founded the Augusta National Golf Club in 1932, and the Masters debuted 2 years later.
So you're a keen golfer for a start, Amber. I have not played since a very, very long time ago. But this language, is that specifically... Augusta obviously has a lot of rules around it and a lot of rules around the Masters. So this is another example of their rather, I don't know what you're, elitist or whatever attitudes?
Look, it's a tradition unlike any other, and I kind of love it. I mean, there's things like the Waste Management Open where fans are encouraged to heckle the golfers and they throw beer in the air and people take their shirts off when they hole a chip, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of the coin, you have the Masters, which is very buttoned up and very serious, and it's at this beautiful, meticulously maintained golf course, and I think there's something fun about that. It's sort of the one thing a year that golf fans get to watch and see the really long-standing tradition of the game. And there's I have a bone to pick with the Wall Street Journal, actually.
Okay, excellent.
Because when they're talking about these tickets being gifted to local government officials, I mean, first of all, there's hardly any corruption going on here. Augusta National donates tons of money to the city every year. They are largely responsible for a lot of the city's income through this golf tournament. It's basically a ghost town the rest of the year. And there's no indication that any local government officials would be suddenly trying to shut down the Masters if they weren't getting these tickets. Not to mention the fact that you're not allowed to sell them on the second market. So this line about how, well, you could sell them for $20,000. Yeah, and you'd be banned for life because they have really strict regulations and police it very aggressively. The Wall Street Journal reporter, or someone from the Wall Street Journal, actually posted it on the golf subreddit, which I am an ardent
proud member of.
And the comments in response are hysterical because they posted this, of course, thinking, oh, we're going to get the golfers to read our investigative report on the tickets. And instead they got absolutely roasted by all of these golfers, telling them that they were engaging in lazy journalism. One guy, I love this comment, said, "The audacity, it's exactly reasons like this that I'm running for mayor of the city of Augusta," and he crossed out "to reap the benefits," to fight these injustices.
I mean, it does seem from what you say to be a bit of a stretch to suggest that people are being bribed out of, anti-US Masters positions by free tickets. That seems highly unlikely.
The idea that like a mayor of a city where the Super Bowl is being hosted wouldn't get a free ticket to attend the Super Bowl. I mean, I think that's probably the most comparable analogy.
Yeah.
So.
But on the point of the language that we started off with, it doesn't appear to me, reading the amendments that we just noted, it's not certainly an attempt to use, politically correct language as such. It's really about a more formal language
Yes.
there. For example, not saying playing partners and competitors. I don't know what their objection is to the word range. I mean, in my rudimentary knowledge of golf, I thought that everyone referred to the driving range, but the tournament practice area it is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a collective term to refer to the practice green and the chipping green. Who knows? They also do not have rough at Augusta. It is called the second cut. And that actually there's a legitimate reason behind that. Augusta National famously did not have any rough for a very long time. They added it fairly recently, but it's still much lower than your typical rough. It's like 1.75 inches or something higher than the fairway is. Right. And so technically it is a second cut. It's not really rough. They also call the pine needles pine straw. I mean, to me, it's all just kind of like the fun formality of it all and sort of the tradition of it. And it, like you said, it's not like woke language policing, really.
No, I'm also not hostile to the idea in any kind of sports of people who are a bit more purist about it, which seems to be the Augusta way. I'll get roasted myself for this in the comments by diverting to talk about cricket, but it was the sport that I played most seriously growing up. And the purest form of cricket is Test cricket, which takes place over 5 days and frequently ends in a draw. It is ill-fitted to the modern age, so all sorts of crowd numbers are going down. And now they've very quick cricket, which takes like an afternoon and is coloured clothing and music and all the rest. It's entertaining, but it's not the real thing. The real thing is the 5-day one that takes forever and is played in whites and is properly formal and official. So I prefer that. So I'll analogize that with your golf version.
And a lot of people feel that way about, the PGA Tour versus LIV, which has golf teams.
Right.
And they compete in these events that are typically only 2 or 3 days as opposed to the full 4. I think both have value, but it is an ongoing debate in golf. I feel like I should give my Masters picks.
Absolutely.
Really quickly.
Please do.
Okay, so I would say my top 2 picks are either Scotty Scheffler for a repeat win or Bryson DeChambeau.
Go and gamble according to Amber's opinions on these
Please
things.
don't. I do not want to be held liable.
Off and put all your money on Scotty Scheffler.
Oh boy. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today on Rising. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we are now available anywhere you listen to podcasts.